Hello everybody, I'm Sunil Shah on behalf of Access Securities. I'll be taking you through about our thoughts which are there on the most talked about thing right now in the markets, which is about GST. So we'll get into a little bit of details on GST and I'll also explain about how it is implemented. Also we'll talk about the future and what it will mean for the stock market. Let's look at the history. So from the time the government has come to power, there are lots of measures and steps that the government has taken, whether in terms of demonetization. It was a radical move to do away with a lot of black money in the economy. One more was to get the financial inclusion of the people at the bottom of the pyramid. So we got Jan Dhan account opened up. That was another radical move from the country's point of view. Now we are having the GST move. So lot of people which were out of the ambit of GST will now come in the tax net, and it will improve the government's kitty as well. So let's look at the next slide as to how GST is going to get implemented. When we talk about GST, and here is an example which says that when the manufacturer is selling goods to the wholesaler, which is the first level of transfer of goods, and if GST is levied at 10% on a 100 rupee good, then the GST amount is 10 rupees. So I'm keeping the example simple. I'm just taking the value of a product at 100 rupees and GST rate as 10%. So GST which the wholesaler pays to the manufacturer is 10 rupees, and the manufacturer in turn reimburses that 10 rupees to the government. Now let's move to the next step. That is, the wholesaler is giving the product to the retailer, and the retailer in turn is selling the product to the end customer. So at each stage the GST is collected from the consumer to the retailer, then the retailer pays it to the government. Likewise, everybody will fall in the ambit of taxation, so that the entire link is captured by the government, and then GST is reimbursed to the person who has paid it. So net final consumer pays and the retailer claims it back from the government. This is the way the system will work, and so everybody will come in the tax ambit. So what are the pros and cons? On the pro side, you will have an online system, so which means everything will be digitally captured, all transactions will be captured by the system, and reimbursements will also happen in that fashion. Now that is going to be one big thing, because everything will be traceable and trackable in the economy. That is going to be the biggest advantage. Also, it will move from the decisions from the businessman will be driven only by your economic relevance. So that is going to be another big move. On the con side, yes, it's a mammoth system. So the negatives is the implementation. India is currently running the implementation risk, because after 3 months, the returns will be filed and the refunds will claim. So we'll have to see how this system is exactly going to be implemented pan-India. And so that is going to be one negative threat which is going to be there for the entire GST implementation. Moving on to the next slide, the key thing to understand is that India is not the first country which is implementing this. You have countries like New Zealand, you have countries like Malaysia, Singapore, Canada, France, all of them have implemented GST. And in this slide, we are showing the rate at which GST is being implemented across countries. So India is having multiple tier structure of GST, and that same thing is there even in other countries. But over a period of time, once the system is implemented, the GDP of all those countries have gone up by 150 to 200 bips. So there is clearly a case in point that it is implemented worldwide. It is something which is going to be beneficial. So moving to the next slide, where we want to share about what exactly is our takeaway from GST. And here the key message that we want to bring out is, even in the stock market, there was a system of open cry. Open cry whereby brokers would transact physical shares, and it would be in the ring of the bourses, wherein each broker would connect with another one. Then in 2002-2003, systems got in the demat form, and from 95 onwards, the transactions happened online on the mechanism which is going to be captured by the computers. What I'm trying to say is that once this system of stock market moved on the digital platform, the business actually grew big time. Everything which was traceable and trackable got captured and the volume on the exchanges grew significantly. On the next slide, I am sharing a data point which says that this particular thing which happened in the stock market, we had scams which happened in stock market in 92 and 2000, and those scams were because of system failure. In 2008 when the bear market came, it was not because of any kind of system failure, but it was because of irrational exuberance. The investors got carried away and they overpaid onto the worth of a stock. So my message which I want to bring out is, once stock market became digital, it grew big time. Now we are talking about our economy going on the digital platform. So if people do not change their system of functioning, even in the stock market, old brokers who did not change died out. But the ones which adopted to the changing environment and went online, their businesses grew exponential. Likewise, even in the economy, people who are not adopting to the new change of implementing GST will get died out, and people who are wanting to do ethical business, wanting to pay taxes and wanting to follow good practices, they have an opportunity to grow significantly over a period of time. So in the next slide, I am sharing the data point which says that the stock market volume actually went up 10 times over a period from 2003 to 2017. So this is the kind of growth which really a digital platform provides. And now if this thing is going to be implemented at a pan-India level, our GDP can grow exponentially as well over a period of time. And if GDP has to grow, then it will be followed by market cap, it will be followed by health of the overall economy, and the stock market also benefits in this sense. So I am trying to draw a parlance between GST and stock market. Stock market is a place where indirect form of taxation is there, but also the system has adopted to the new environment of going digital. Now we are talking about country going digital. So I think over a period of time, this is what is going to be the success story. On my last slide, what I want to share with you is my takeaways. In fact, prior to that, I'll just talk about the sectors which will be benefited and which will be losing out. So the sectors where we think that shift will happen is going to happening from the informal economy, or where there is a lot of competition and you do not have a regulated system of functioning. They will lose out on their businesses. So it is textiles, footwear, ceramics and all other such ancillary businesses. They will actually get moved out from the unorganized to the organized platform, and so the organized players will benefit. Likewise, there will be temporary hiccups. It could be in the form of consumer durables and cement, etc., where price could increase big time. So these are the pockets of sectors which could be benefited positively, negatively. Moving on to the last slide, where I will be talking about the key takeaways. So my takeaway is that GST is a radical reform. It is going to be one of the biggest things. It is going to be implemented successfully, hopefully. It's a challenge to implement GST, but once it is implemented, it will follow the way in which stock market has grown. So that is my takeaway from the research angle for all of you, which I wanted to share and take your few minutes. So thank you very much for the listening which I could provide, and I'm Sunil Shah signing off on behalf of Axis Securities. Thank you very much for the listening.